Greetings, family. KSOL Black Talk Radio, the new black media. Today is Tuesday, March 5th, 2019. Family, this video is about the year in hate and extremism. This video is going to be covering the hate groups that have been outed in the year 2018. These are hate groups across America, and this information, by the way, is coming from the magazine called The Intelligence Report. If you're not familiar with this magazine, you would think it has a lot to do with intelligence, but in fact it has to do more so with hate groups and hate and racism across this country. But anyways, in this particular issue, they outline the different active hate groups in the United States during the year of 2018. What I found quite interesting on this article is that it outlines and shows you in each group maps, and then it gives you more details than that. But I gotta tell you, family, something I found extremely troubling about this article. So family, as you can see from this map, you can see the active hate groups by state. This map is covering the number of hate groups within each state. And as you can see across this divided states of America, you can see that there are some states that have quite a few hate groups, whereas there are some states that only have 0, 1, or less than 5, if you will. But anyways, this is just one of those maps. Now, the groups are categorized as the Ku Klux Klan, neo-Nazi, white nationalist, racist skinhead, Christian identity, NeoConfederate, black nationalist, anti-LGBT, anti-Muslim, anti-immigrant, and general hate. Now family, I'm gonna pose a question for you. Can you guess which hate group is the largest in the United States, or in these divided states rather? Can you guess which hate group is the largest? Can any of you guess? Yeah, well, let me tell you which one is the largest. Family, if you would have said the black nationalist group is the largest hate group in America, I would have said you're out of your goddamn mind. You know good and well that black people are not the highest hate group in America. You know good and well that is a false, fake, fraudulent lie. It's nothing but propaganda that you're trying to push. Well, that's exactly what this magazine is trying to push, that the black nationalists at 264 is the largest hate group in America. That's according to, quote-unquote, the Intelligence Report magazine. But in fact, family, I did the numbers, and let me show you what I mean. Starting off with the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan, with its long history of violence, is the oldest and most infamous of American hate groups. Although black Americans have typically been the Klan's primary target, it also has attacked Jews, immigrants, gays, and lesbians, and until recently, Catholics. And as you can see, family, from this map, they're claiming that there's, well, only 51 of these cult groups. The neo-Nazis come in at 112. Neo-Nazi groups share a hatred for Jews and a love for Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany, while they also hate other minorities, gays and lesbians, and even sometimes Christians. They perceive the Jew as their cardinal enemy. So, family, before I move on, did you notice something that's going on here? Yes, that's right. These white hate groups, they've subcategorize them into these smaller groups. So again, you have the KKK at 51, and now we have the neo-Nazi at 112. Then we have the white nationalists at 148. The white nationalist groups espouse white supremacist or white separatist ideologies, often focusing on the alleged inferiority of non-whites. Groups listed in a variety of other categories, Ku Klux Klan, Neo-Confederate, Neo-Nazi, racist, skinhead, and Christian identity, could also be fairly described as white nationalists. Okay, family, I'm glad that they put that there. This is what I was going to say in this video, is that I did the numbers. And as I told you, they try to claim that the black hate groups at 264, they tried to claim that that was the largest hate group across America. But in fact, I added up all the numbers of all these white faced hate groups, like the racist skinheads, the white nationalists, the KKK. All of these are white faced hate groups. Well, I did the numbers, and when I added up all those numbers, their number is actually 756 across America compared to black so-called hate groups at 264. You see the propaganda? Do you see the trick? So they claim that there's only 63 racist skinheads. Yeah, right. How about the 36 NeoConfederate? This is the NeoConfederacy, refers to a reactionary revisionist branch of American white nationalism, typified by its predilection for symbols of the Confederate States of America, CSA, typically paired with a strong belief in the validity of the failed doctrines of nullification and secession in the specific context of the antebellum South, which rose to prominence in the late 20th and early 21st century. Family, again, this is a white-faced hate group, and they should be added with the total number of white nationalist group. But let's move on. Next, we have the Christian identity. 17 of those. Christian identity is a unique anti-Semitic and racist ideology that rose to a position of commanding influence on the racist right in the 80s. Christian in name only, it asserts that whites, not Jews, are the true Israelites favored by God in the Bible. The movement's relationship with evangelicals and fundamentalists has generally been hostile, due to the latter's belief that the return of Jews to Israel is essential in the fulfillment of end time prophecy. Well, let me just state this for a second before I move on. These people crack me up. They try to make like they have anything to do with anything Christ-like, godly, anything righteous, when they are haters and racists. I don't even know why they even put in these other words to go along with their name, like Christian. How you going to call yourself a Christian identity? Yeah, it's just in name only is true and correct. Because even if I don't believe in the whole Christian doctrine, because you, especially white folks, going around always calling yourself Christians, you'll light up and smile like it's like you just saw Santa or something when you find out that a person is a Christian just like you. But all the rest of the time you frowning like a motherfucker. You the biggest hypocrite walking around. But I digress. As I stated before, we get to the black nationalists, and they got us at the highest number of 264. The black nationalist movement is a reaction to centuries of institutionalized white supremacy in America. Black nationalists believe the answer to white racism is to form separate institutions or even a separate nation, and in actuality that would be the best. But anyways, for black people, Most forms of black nationalism are strongly anti-white, anti-Semitic, and anti-LGBT. Some religious versions assert that black people are the biblical chosen people of God. Well, let me just state this, that I can agree on this last part, that there are some religious versions that assert that black people are the biblical chosen people of God. I would assert that myself. I believe in that wholeheartedly. The rest of this propaganda, the fact that black nationalists are strongly anti-white or anti-Semitic and anti-LGBT, I think they should be applying those words and principles to all these white identity extremist hate groups as well. Yes, because these white racist hate groups are very anti-Semitic. They're very anti-LGBT also. They're very anti-religious. They're anti-black for sure. And they're just racist haters altogether. But you want to put all these words under the black nationalists, that we're the ones who are anti-white, anti-Semitic, and anti-LGBT. Yes, black people, for the most part, we are against those things, but we're not racist like these white racist groups who actually carry out very demonic and evil behavior towards these groups. You can't put black nationalists in that same category, white people. You just can't. And you can't call yourself an intelligence report when you try to do this. It doesn't work. Like they said in the O.J. Simpson trial, if it doesn't fit, you better quit. Let's move on. We have the 17 anti-immigrant hate groups are the most extreme of the hundreds of nativist and vigilante groups that have proliferated since the late 1990s, when anti-immigration xenophobia began to rise to levels not seen in the United States since the 20s. It's funny how history seems to constantly repeat itself. We have the 49 anti-LGBT. A central theme of anti-LGBT organizing and ideology is the opposition to LGBT rights, often couched in rhetoric and harmful pseudoscience that demonizes LGBT people as threats to children, society, and often public health. Well, we're not going to debate all that right now, but I can tell you one thing. The LGBT community has pushed their agenda and their rights all the way through from the White House on down. They have gotten carte blanche and have been pushing this agenda on the American population. Again, and I'm going to repeat this, as much as they want to put this on black people in Africa told white people, hell no, you keep that shit out of our continent. So that tells you a lot about where black people stand with this. Even though white people want to try to make it like black people are gay and that we're the kings and queens of their gayness. No. You are, white man and white woman. You are. As a matter of fact, I'm going to repeat it right now, but when AIDS first came out, it was touted as a gay white male disease. It was touted as a gay white male disease. Let's move on. Then we have 100 anti-Muslim groups. Anti-Muslim hate groups are a relatively new phenomenon in the U.S., with many appearing after the World Trade Center terrorist attacks of September 11. Beginning in 2010, anti-Muslim legislation increased in opposition to the development of an Islamic center in Lower Manhattan made headlines. Let's go to the top 10 hate groups of 2018 per capita. 1 is the District of Columbia, 2 is South Dakota, 3 is New Hampshire, 4 is Montana, 5 is Idaho, 6 is Alaska, 7 is Tennessee, 8 is Alabama, 9 is Arkansas, and 10 is Virginia. So family, last but not least, is we have the final category, and that's the 163 general hate groups. These groups espouse a variety of rather unique hateful doctrines and beliefs that are not easily categorized. Many of the groups are vendors that sell a miscellany of hate materials from several different sectors of the white supremacist movement. And there you have it again, family. I told you that I did the numbers on a lot of these other smaller groups, and as I stated, they all have a white face. And this last sentence here, telling you that they're from several different sectors of the white supremacist movement, that's my whole point, is most all these groups, other than the black nationalist group, they're all white. And that equals 756 compared to the 264 black nationalist groups. Now, you FBI, CIA, and whoever the hell else you are that you're trying to make it like black people are the problem, get your facts together. These are the receipts. KSOL Black Talk Radio. I'm out.